So the Six Nations ended on a really exciting Super Saturday, came down to the final game, and France take the spoils. But who would be in a combined 15 for the whole tournament? That's what I've been thinking about for the last few days. I've deliberately not looked at any other videos or articles on combined 15s, teams of the tournament, all that sort of thing, so I'm not influenced. But I'd love to know what your team would be and why. Don't worry if it doesn't agree with mine. It's all a good bit of fun, but definitely occupies my mind. I wonder if it does yours. Also, I'll talk about who I think is the player of the tournament and also a breakthrough player of the tournament. Now, when doing this team of the tournament, I don't want to be influenced by an equal spread of the nations. I want just pure meritocracy, in my opinion, but I'm only one person, and the people that caught my eye might not be the ones that caught your eye, so please let me know who you'd picked. Absolutely love to know in those comments down below. I'm going to do shortlists. I'm going to keep them fairly short, otherwise the video's going to be too long. Number one on the shortlist is Ellis Genge. I'm doing these in alphabetical order of the nations. Had a really good tournament, very solid, scrummaged well, came into the tournament a bit more carrying towards the end. Pierre Schoeman really impressed me for Scotland. He's got a great chance of going on a Lions tour. He's their best scrummager at loosehead and a go-to carrier. Often as a launch play, they use a prop to take it up, which says all you need to know about Schoeman. And then Jean-Baptiste Gros, he has replaced Cyril Bailly as France's premier loosehead. And he seems to have the complete game, and that is why he is my player of the tournament in that loosehead slot, in my team of the tournament, I should say. 25 years old from Toulon. He's going to get better and better, so impressive. He's already replaced Bailly. Really impressed with him. Big carrier, good engine, quick round the pitch as well, good hands. There's nothing not to like. Into hooker, and the shortlist starts with Luke Cowan-Dickie of England. A bit of a resurgence for him. He's looking very powerful, very fit, very strong. Amazing tap tackle in the last game against Wales, just kind of epitomising that. So he's in the picture. Dan Sheehan only came into the tournament kind of halfway through, coming back from injury, but what you see of him is still amazing. He's the most athletic of all the hookers. Dave Cherry was an interesting pick for Scotland at the beginning, but boy, did he repay Gregor Townsend's faith in him. His arrows in the line out are fantastic, so reliable, really impressive from him. And then for France, Pieter Mavaka has replaced Julien Marchand as the number one, so a bit of turnover in that front row, and he is all action, really reliable, a little bit like a small flanker, as all good hookers tend to be. Did that kind of weird headbutt at the end kind of spoil it for his yellow that could have been a red? Maybe, but on pure performance, I think Malvaka does just take it. On to tight head, and the shortlist is Will Stewart of England. Boy, has this guy improved. Even himself, he said over the last couple of years, he's really improved. He's shaken off some injuries. He's even stronger than he was before. Better diet, better footwork, better technique. He's 28. He's coming into his prime. A big man for England, quite literally. Talking of big men for France, we've got Antonio. He is an absolute brick of a guy. Not the quickest around the pitch, but boy, can he hit, can he scrummage. Finlay Bealham had to come in and stand in for Tyg Furlong for most of this tournament and did very well. When he wasn't there, it was noticed. And Xander Fagerson, the absolute go-to man for Scotland. They play him for a long time because there isn't really too much replacement below him, but he can do everything, very dynamic around the pitch. Who takes it? Well, I think it's my man Will Stewart, improved out of the sight. The footwork in the last couple of games has been unbelievable, plus the power and tries and scrummaging. For me, he has to be the tight head in this team of the tournament. On to second rows, we start with Maro Itoje of England. The captaincy has come at the right time for him. Maybe he wasn't ready before. Fully mature now, he seems to be handling it in his stride, and his performances are the best we've seen them. Very athletic, goes to full 80, amazing engine, amazing work in the line out, all that sort of stuff. He is in his prime right now, so a good tournament for him. The impact man, Emmanuel Meafou of France, is an absolute phenomenon. He started off starting for France, then they used him off the bench, but however they use him, he makes ground, but he's got a lovely soft offload and hands as well. He's an absolute beast. Maybe he doesn't play for the full 80 like Itoje, but when he does play, boy, do you know about it. Then the athlete of the French second row, Thibaut Flamand. He is your restart man, he is your line-out man, he is the athlete getting around the pitch, and the likes of Meafou and Gouliard are the size. He's a class act. Tyg Byrne continues to be very, very good, very proficient, really good engine. Some of you may not like his clear out on Dupont, and that's understandable, but still a very good player. And Daffyd Jenkins, well, he defends. His line out is fantastic, so his reputation has definitely improved. Two to choose from, I would go a pairing of Maro Itoje and Emmanuel Meafu. I think that's an absolute beast of a second row. Now, I really think that is one of the best you could put out there. Flamand was close as well. Into the exciting back row. At number 6, the shortlist for me is Tom Curry of England. Boy, has this guy come back with a bang. I was really wondering what he'd be like after his hip operations, but he looks as good as ever, if not better, in now the blindside position. Exclusively played there for England. Good engine, absolute warrior. His power carrying has gone up a level if that's possible. He is a seriously impressive beast. Francois Cross of France is a serious operator as well, and Jamie Ritchie has impressed me no end in this Six Nations. They just let him go hunting those turnovers, and boy did he deliver. But the winner for me is Tom Curry. He looks absolutely world class once again, so he is your number 6. Number 7, we've got a short list of Ben Earl of England. Again, another player who has improved rapidly, and he himself says he's worked harder on his game, his diet. He has improved himself now as an all-round 7. Before, he was great in the fancy stuff, the running game, but all that dirty work, maybe not quite as good as the others. Now he's got the all-round game, so he's definitely on that short list. Then we have France's Paul Boudenhay. He is an absolute beast of a 7. Similar build to Tom Curry, I think, and he's just a brick. He's so physical. He outshone some really good open sides when he played. The likes of Van der Fleer were made to look just slightly inferior compared to him, and that is some feat. Rory Darche just goes about his business and his reputation goes up, and he could be a Lions pick, and Jack Morgan is the go-to man for Wales. They use him all the time to take the ball up off line-outs. So who takes that number 7 shirt in my team of the tournament? I think it's Paul Boudenhay of France, an absolute phenomenal player. So Curry and Boudenhay so far. At number 8, Gregory Aldrit is always there or thereabouts. He is a class act in everything he does. Jack Conan is probably in there ahead of Caelan Doris, dare I say. Doris did some nice stuff, but for pure power, from number 8, I'd probably go for Jack Conan. My first Italian player of the shortlist is Lorenzo Cannone. He is so vicious in his tackles. He's just desperate to make the extra yard. Very explosive. They've got a very settled team of Italy, and he is central to it. And to round it out, I think Matt Fagerson takes it over Jack Dempsey, his fellow compatriot. He is just so explosive, really makes a difference to the team. Who takes number 8? It's very, very close. Aldrit is always a good pick, so if you said him, I wouldn't argue too much, but I'm going for Jack Conan because I think he really is a class act. Then into the backs, let's talk about scrum half. Alex Mitchell, the first name there, he's come into his own as England have gone into more of a running game, more expansive. He looks better when he's allowed to express himself, play that quick ball, so he's definitely stepped up. Talking of stepping up, when Dupont went off injured, then it was Luku who came in and didn't look back. Dupont could be on the list. He did some great things, but also quite a few errors actually uncharacteristic of him. But Luku's definitely on the list. Did he play enough games to win the thing, to be in the team? Not sure. Martin Pajreo of Italy is their number 1 now. He is a really good all-rounder. His kicking especially is phenomenal. Gibson Park is always good, probably not his best Six Nations, but still very good. And Ben White seems to do nothing wrong. Is it chasing back? Is it attacking? Is it passing? Is it kicking? He can do the lot, and indeed, he gets in there as my number 9, just a perfect all-rounder, and I think he's going on the Lions tour. Now, fly half is a really tricky one. I'd be very interested to see who you pick. Finn Smith is now England's starter. He's a brilliant game manager, good at picking the passes, good tactical kicker, just an all-round excellent 10. Prendergast has burst onto the scene, maybe faded a bit towards the end, but shown his quality. His torpedo kicks are fantastic, big range on his kicks, and he loves playing in the face and picking those passes. He's a real talent who's going to get better and better. Finn Russell had some good games, a couple of off ones, but still, he is a class operator. His pass selection is amazing. The range of his passes and his vision is still probably the best out there. Do I pick a French 10? Well, they kind of changed around a little bit and they play a bit more of a secondary role to the 9, but Jalabert played a bit. Ramos was very good when he played 10, and Intermac got banned for a portion, so it's a bit tricky to pick those guys. I think I go for Finn Smith. I think he's the guy there to control this team, to move them around the pitch and get that attack flowing. And into the centres, here's the short list. It's Yoram Moefana of France, who has now filled that shirt as the number 12 for France. And boy, has he done it. He's athletic, he's powerful, he's got a good all-round game. Talking of all-rounders, Tom Jordan has come into that Scotland side in place of Sione Tuipulotu. He's a different player, but boy, does he bring a lot. Good runner, opportunist, excellent playmaker. could even go on a Lions tour. Then we've got Tommaso Menoncello of Italy, kind of the perfect centre. He's strong, he's quick, he's got good distribution, he can intercept. I just love this guy, he's amazing. And Ollie Lawrence, unfortunate to get injured, but did plenty of great things when he did play for England. So who's it going to be 12 and 13? Well, I'm going to cheat a little bit and put Menoncello, who's normally a 12, at 13, but he does play 13 sometimes. So Moefana 12, Menoncello 13, that is a serious midfield. If you want someone who has played 13 in this championship, then maybe Hugh Jones there is the other option. Then onto the wings, the shortlist for me is Tommy Freeman of England. He has improved out of sight, has of a lot of these England players. Strong as an ox, he's improved his speed, his high ball was amazing. He's versatile as well, but on the wing, really got stuck in and looked for work. He's impressive. Elliot Daly's had a bit of a comeback, didn't know if he'd still fit into this England side, but shown he's quick, he's strong, he's powerful, he's skillful, still life in him yet. Then Biel Barry of France, he's an absolute rocket ship and he can play. His offloading, his support work is brilliant, his high ball work is excellent. This is a star, only 21 years old. James Lowe did some fantastic stuff for Ireland, some powerful tries, some good offloads. And then the two danger men for Scotland, you can't ignore the big Van der Merwe and the pacey Darcy Graham. So which two go on the wings? Well, I think on one wing, it's Louis Biel Barry, the pure pace, and then the power man of Tommy Freeman, who can do a bit of everything as well. Then into 15, it's a close one between Thomas Ramos, Hugo Keenan and Blair Kinghorn. Also Blair Murray is very close as well. Ramos, an amazing kicker and a good attacker as well. Keenan rarely does anything wrong and Murray's attacking prowess is amazing. Maybe not the best under the high ball, but goodness me, he can counter-attack. But the guy on a mission who I'm going to pick is Blair Kinghorn. This was his best Six Nations by a long time. So dangerous and fits the way Scotland play perfectly. So that is your team. Jean-Baptiste Gross at loosehead, Malvaka, Stewart, Atoje Meafu, Curry, Budenhay and Conan, that's the pack. Then White and Finn Smith, the halfbacks, Moefano, Menoncello, the centres, and Biel Barry, Tommy Freeman and Blair Kinghorn, the back three. So let me know if you agree, disagree and what your team would be. Now from that team I'm going to pick my player of the tournament, and the shortlist for that I would go for Emmanuel Meafu, Tommaso Menoncello, who's won it before, Louis Biel Barry and Tommy Freeman. And very simply, I would give it for Louis Biel Barry. He has just blown me away with his amazing finishing, just his magnificence really, so exciting to watch. And he's only 21 and he actually could be the breakout star, but it's got to be someone else. I think I'm going to give it to someone different to him. Those are Jean-Baptiste Gross on the shortlist, only 25 remember, Paul Budenhay, another 25-year-old, Ben Curry of England has come into his own, he's bulked up and he's always a rocket ship around the pitch covering every blade of grass. Finn Smith we've mentioned, Sam Prendergast we've mentioned, Tom Jordan has come into that Scotland team and Blair Murray has burst into the Wales team and shown he is a quality attacker. Who goes as the breakout star? Well, I think it's Paul Budenhay of France. He blew me away with his physicality, often, like I said, eclipsed his opposite number, and I think he is their open side, their number 7 for a long, long time. So that is my team, that is my player of the tournament, and that is my breakout star of the tournament. Let me know what you think down below. Do like, do subscribe if you like these sorts of videos, and I'll catch you next time.